So, here comes the fart part.
The fart part? So here comes the fun part.
Will I be able to put the hood back on the car without smashing the perfectly not cracked windscreen? No. Probably not.
I really don't want to smash the windscreen.
Don't fall on the windscreen. Oh shit, I broke my grill.
Scratch the paint. Oh, don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. It's just really heavy. All right there, YouTube. How are we doing today? Well, I'm back here at the GM garage. I didn't get any content up last week because I had a busy week, but I'm just gonna dig into do some stuff on the car. Just anything that won't cost me money right now. I don't know. It will be some kind of random stuff. I don't know. Maybe take the bumpers off, try clean them up. I don't think I'll put them back on the car. I think I'll hang them on the wall or something. Because not really much point of that. Because the whole car needs to be pulled apart. Sorry. But yeah, maybe straighten some panels up with whatever tools I have, because I don't have much of that kind of tools. Yeah, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, so let's get to it. But guys, before we continue, as always, please don't forget, if you watch my videos, if you like what you're seeing, if you come back to watch more, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That's very important for me, for these videos to go out to more people.
All right, so one of the things that's really bothered me since I've had the car is the hooding is being bent and not opening all the way. So I'm going to see if I can try to straighten them up a bit. Maybe hitting them up a bit, I'm not sure. Alright, so as you know, this is an American car and I only have metric tools. You Yanks and your stupid freaking inch sizes, I don't know what they are. But I'm guessing, right off the top, that's wrong. Maybe I'll have luck with some. Hey, that's a perfect 13mm, that. What would a 13mm be called in American sizes? This is going to be a heavy hood for me to get off on my own, isn't it? But anyway, we'll give it a try. Try not break the windscreen, probably one of the most valuable parts of the car. Oh wow, that was easy. Jeez, I'm getting lucky. Four out of four. I can't believe it. that's dropping. Now I'm gonna be careful. Alright, how's this done? How can I do this without the bonnet smacking down? I really don't want to smash the windscreen. So I'm trying to hold it up at the same time. Oh shit, hold on. The wiper. The wiper tubes. Okay, that just broke right off, of course. As expected. Oh, there it goes. Don't fall on the windscreen. There it goes. Lost the bolt. Happy days. Of course, yeah, that's going to spring right up. I didn't realise that. What am I going to take the springs off before, I know? I didn't think about that. If I do it with the bonnet up, it's just going to smash right into the windscreen. It comes loose. And the moment this last bolt comes off, this is going to fling up. I'm scared. It's hooked on there. I know. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. I didn't die. Now this is going to be heavy, isn't it? Sorry guys. This is going to be heavy. That's heavy. That's really heavy. That is really heavy. Oh shit, I broke my grill. Alright, one thing's taking it off, but how the f am I going to put this thing back on there? Paint's good. Alright. Alright. Now, question. Should I have taken these springs off for the future, to know it for next time? And then, I know to get back in they're tricky, but
I'll probably get myself killed. Okay, so what I should have done in the first place, try and not to get killed here, or have it bounce on the windscreen. God, I'm useless.
Okay. That was scary.
That's how it's meant to work, isn't it? Okay. Now. Oh, it's good. That's good. So, if you want to know how to recycle old brake pads, I can hammer on it without scratching my beautiful paintwork. Heat. Serious? I just freaking bought this thing. It's already not working. Hey, that's actually working. Break the brake pads. That was too much. Jesus. Damn it. Penetrate me. I might get in trouble for that.
Oh, by the way, notice I've got no music, yeah? Speaking of getting in trouble. My last video got 4 copyright strikes, 2 of them serious ones, that the videos wouldn't be able to be seen in certain countries, and that would be most likely the USA, Australia and that, so I had to sort that out. And the other 2 were just non-monetization strikes, which doesn't really matter right now because I don't think I'll be monetizing anytime soon. So, no more background music. But I might get in trouble and get demonetized for saying penetrate me. Talking about penetration on YouTube. Or I might get copyrighted. Copyright strike for singing a version of a Dover song. Dover song, whatever you want to call it. Penetrate me. Okay, so even though I'll be coming back up again, I do want to try it. Let's see if I sort everything out. So, here comes the fart part. Fart part? So here comes the fun part. Will I be able to put the hood back on the car without smashing the perfectly not cracked windscreen? No. Probably not. Anyway. Scratch the paint. Oh, don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. It's just really heavy. Really heavy. Scrape it right on. Damn. Not leaning on the glass or anything right now. All right, question. Well, first of all, I'm sweating. Question. I probably should have put the springs back on before the hood, right? Because now it's in a position where I think the springs are stretched, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them on like that because I have to have the hood open to do that. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me rectify. The springs have to go on when they're up, so we're fine. I just got one on pretty easily. Let's see the other one. Cool. All right. So after a bit of persuasion, I wasn't quite in place. I sort of got it to the point. I mean, it's all gonna have to come apart again sooner or later. But I sort of got it to the point that it sits in place, but I just have to give the last little push. I'll show you. We're locked in there. This was the worst side. It's pretty much just about perfect, right on there. But on the other side, but I think that's more, the mechanism needs more, you have to give it a little push here and it goes down. But I was really sick of seeing the hood sort of up like that. Whoops. That's actually coming out, isn't it? Alright, so I got this part kind of looking like a Ford Galaxy again, or Ford Custom. Yeah, obviously it's missing the trim there. Now I was just wrestling this. This is the bumper, then the bumper has a bumper mount that bolts onto the frame. And if you see here, that one's perfectly straight, and this one's buckled in. I've been wrestling that, but I think I have to pull the bumper off because it's stiff as hell. I mean, I really need to get in there and hammer it, or maybe pull on it with another car or something, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do anything about this hit until that's done. This has really pushed them. So, in fact, down here, one of the bumper bolts is actually hitting on the fender there. Well, that's pretty bad. So yeah, I really have to get the bumper off to probably straighten that little bit of frame and the bumper mount. And then after that, I can jump onto this. All right, so I'm not able to bend it as is. So I'm trying to get the bumper off. I've tried to get off from the brackets here. I've got one bolt out, but then the other one is broken, the clip on the other side. So I'm gonna take the bumper off the bracket and fire it from there. And if all the bolts in this car are gonna be like this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. Anyway, see you in a bit. two of them. Pete's sake. I have to cut 2 bolts off. I've already had to cut one, so I'll make 3. And I've had 2 break. Jesus, the whole car's like that. This is gonna be fun. Once again, why'd I get myself into this stuff? See what I mean? Okay, so many hours later, you just want to see something hilarious? Don't Google my number plate. My Honda Legend, it's a big car. To European standards, it's a very big car. But look at that bumper. Jesus Christ. This thing's massive. Anyway, continue. Now the big sort of problem I was trying to sort out. This is bent. And that's pushing the bumper all the way in there. And therefore the fender won't come out. So yeah, that has to be sorted. And I will put the bumper back on provisionally, as everything is going back on provisionally, same as I did with the bonnet. Just to straighten things up a bit and use it as a reference. Now, apart from snapping a whole heap of bolts, down here it snapped off the frame instead of, you see that? Right there. And so on this side it's opened it wide up. Me and my persuasion, I was a bit getting frustrated with it, but not really much else I could do. I couldn't reach my grinder into it. So yeah. Hey, we could clean this up a bit. Hey? Just for the fun of it. Get it done. Whilst I'm at it. I did sort of mess around a bit with it here. So yeah, we could do a before and after, half and half. And by the way, guys, there's been a big mistake. All the paperwork says 71, and then I realized the rear end is different. I've been looking, all the paperwork says 72. And then I've been searching things about the car. I'll get to that in future episodes. About the history of this actual car, and I noticed the rear was different. It's not a 72 and it's a 71. Okay, so for some reason all the paperwork says February of 72. And then when I was messing around here with the hood hinges, I saw this interesting little, check this out, June 15th 1971. That's awesome, that's still there. Not that the actual bottle is useful because it's cracked, but that's pretty cool to see that kind of stuff. I don't know if I showed it on the video, but on the interior of one of the rims, I think it was on this rim here. On the inside, there was chalk marks of like a reference number or something. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, so it's that time of the day. Time for the cold snap. I've been fighting the frame rail for a bit. It's not the actual frame rail, it's at the front of the frame rail, it's got plate of steel. It's a really thick steel. And then on top of that, there's the bumper mount, and I've been hammering at it, pulling at it. No, it's not happening. Not today. And I have to devise a plan for that. Maybe play a game of tug of war with the Volvo, with the tow hitch on my Volvo. I've done that before with the Volvo, and it worked. But it was on a modern car with much lighter and thinner steel on it. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can get this out a bit. And yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, so this side's kind of in place. I even remember that trim that I found on I think the first or the second episode. There it is. And I straightened this up a bit, just a bit. It's not quite right because it just crumbles all along here. That's gonna have to be cut, all that area, cut it out. I tried to bend it and just crumbles in my hands. And yeah, it's kind of good to see it, the front end more straight. I still don't know how I'm going to straighten that frame rail up. I'll keep trying and I'll let you know. Okay, so I decided to persuade the bolts, to come off. Yeah, that way it's going to be a bit easier to straighten that up. This little thing that was in between, this little piece, and then straighten that up. I believe this side is also sort of bent down. See how I can address that, because the bumper is sitting a bit low on that side. We'll get to that in a bit. Alright guys, so change of plans. Managed to straighten that up a bit. That, it's not going to happen. And that is definitely not going to happen. So, change of plans. I'm going to move on to other stuff, because any of this stuff isn't really any, I'm not really going to put it back on anyways right now. The idea is just to keep pulling the car apart, and probably once it's down to the at least once the front clip's off, it might be a bit easier to get like a sledgehammer in there without the fender being there and that, and you can whack it out. I do want to take the whole front clip off, and ideally at some point the whole body. But that depends if I can, create something to do that. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to other stuff. Maybe we can try to clean this up a bit. And I want to ask you guys a question. This is my idea of where to go with this car. If we ever do move anywhere, depending on paperwork, etc., and getting an engine and running gear and all sorts of stuff and brakes and all of that. But alright, that's way too much for a first plan, but yeah, I'll let that dry a bit and come back a bit afterwards. You know where I'm going with this. You have a rough idea, and I'd like your opinions down in the comments, being that the car is so full of Bondo and knackered. It's not exactly what you'd call a nice patina, but yeah. Anyway, see you in a bit.
Alright guys, I thought I'd just give you the before and after before I do the other side. That's pretty sick, that. I mean, it's got its scratches and its dents, and actually I'm quite sure it's bent on this side. But same sort of thing as the frame rail. I'm not able to. I'm gonna have to sort that out in the future. So yeah, because anyway, right now this stuff I'll probably hang it on the wall or something until we move on a bit more. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do the other side now. Okay, so that's that done. Not too bad. Like I said, it's got its scuffles and scratches, and it's bent over here. I'm gonna have to sort that out. And a lot of pitting down the bottom. But nice and shiny. Cool. Okay, so I just had to do that. Just had to do this, even though the frame rail is still not straight, and I just quickly sat the bumper, then put it on with one bolt on each side. It's not in place, but I just needed to see it on the car with the clear coat on the fender. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like that a lot. You could imagine like the bumper way up here, like in that corner there. That's pretty cool. I can focus a bit on the clear coat, get some shine out of it. And as for the clear coat, well, to be honest, it's not really clear coat. That's why it's not quite perfect. It's actually varnish. I didn't have any proper clear coat with me. But the idea would be a really nice smooth layer of clear coat, really shiny, really mirror-like. But I wasn't a big fan of the Bondo under the Pagina, but I mean, just imagine that, like with all the grill and the lights, and the wheels would be black. They would be painted black, and that's obviously the wrong size tire, so it looks weird. And oh, I've got to try something. I just have to try this. I just have to do that. Yeah, obviously the tire size really And if you forget that there's no grill, no lights, I think that would be pretty cool. Nice shiny bumper. Cool. You can sort of see me in there. Well, you can see my finger there, so what's the point of that? Yeah. You sort of see the... It's obviously not perfect. It's just to try it out. If I do go this way, no paint, just clear coat, I'll get that properly done. Cool. I'm just bodging this up. I think the whole project is going to go in that direction. Just bodged up. Car's too far worn today for a perfect restoration. Way too far worn. Way too much money needed for that. And time. And that's not going to happen. So I'll be using an anti-rust paint that I had laying around, and then we'll see where we go from there. Alright, so even though my stupid little detail, the number plate or tag holder, all cleaned up and painted, that really gets me excited. Guys, I kind of feel a bit weird about this and a bit stupid, but I'm gonna wrap this episode up. I feel like I've got very little done. But at the same time, it's served as a realization that this isn't going to be easy. Every nut, every bolt is going to be a fight. It's going to be a long journey. Most of the bolts I'm going to have to cut them out. I hope not, but yeah, I'm realizing it's just going to be the case. And yeah, I mean, but the 2 or 3 stupid little things that I've done, I mean, just makes me want to keep going, you know. See that bumper shining. I'm pretty convinced on the idea. Let me down, if whoever's watching this, let me know down in the comments. Like, I just think this car's way too far gone, money-wise and time-wise, to do a full-on restoration and do it in one color. And I really like this. I wouldn't call it the patina clear coat, I'd call it piece of shit clear coat, but it looks a lot better than what I thought. There's something I'm not convinced about. I've lifted up the strips and it's got what I believe to be the original color underneath it. I might have to try and blend that in somehow. I don't want that like that. And I think I have the same problem here because I don't want these strips on. But yeah, let me know. I think that could look really cool. Look at the difference. I mean, the depth it's got to it, and I think that could look really cool. Obviously, like everything I'm gonna have to cut out and all over the car, especially like on the roof and on the A pillars and on the C pillars. Well, that's just gonna be probably like the patches, leave them in bare metal and clear coat over them. So that could look pretty cool. Inside the engine bay, inside the cabin, that's going to be another story, and the undercarriage. My idea would be to have that looking nice. You know what I mean? Like probably the engine bay black, whatever, and whatever I can paint black, and get cleaned up, obviously rust-wise. So yeah, like I feel like I've not done much. I feel bad, but yeah, I mean, just could be a short episode, I suppose. And like I say, in between this isn't my actual job, obviously. So I got to get between detailing, between actual work and getting some actual income is when I can do little bits and bobs on the car. But at the same time, I want to keep uploading. I don't want it to be. I don't want to be uploading from month to month. Once a week or at least once every 2 weeks would be nice. Alright, so as I was saying, sorry. First things first, Friday night, cold snack time. You see, this is probably the main reason if we are to go ahead with this car and we do like the clear coat over the car as it is, well, you don't have to worry about people scratching it. So yeah, cheers. All right, so yeah, jeez. I need to get my beard cut badly, man. That was my hair, but that's horrible. So, sorry. Like I said, I feel like I've not got much done, but today's episode has served as a lesson that this isn't going to be easy at all. I already knew it wasn't going to be easy. But every nut and bolt, I'm going to have complications. It's not going to be easy, and I just got to fight through it. So, guys, I have to remind you once again, if you're watching me, if you're following me, enjoying my content, please don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe, activate the little bell so you know when I put up a new video. And thanks for watching, and see you on episode 4. We'll see what we get done there. Hopefully more than today. Cheers guys, bye.